The Black Thief is the Knight of Glen. Once upon a time, in the lush green lands of southern Ireland, there lived a noble king and his beloved queen. They were blessed with 3 sons, each bright, brave, and full of promise. Life was peaceful and joyful within the castle walls, but destiny had a different path carved for them. When the princes were still young, the queen summoned the king to her bedside. Her voice was soft and her face pale as she asked him to fulfill a final wish. She wanted him to build a strong tower and keep the children safe within it, guarded day and night. With tears in his eyes, the king swore to honor her request. Soon after, the queen took her last breath. Heartbroken but faithful to his promise, the king built the tower on a hill overlooking the forest and placed his 3 sons there under the watchful eyes of loyal sentries. Years passed, and though the king mourned deeply, he was convinced to remarry a young and charming princess. Not long after, a new child was born to the king and his new queen, a child glowing with innocence. Time flowed gently until one day, the queen encountered an old, crooked woman who tended the royal chicken coops. The woman, with eyes full of cunning and mischief, whispered dark thoughts into the queen's ear. "Why should your child live in the shadow of others?" she hissed. "Send the princes away. Claim the kingdom for your own son." "But how?" the queen asked, troubled and unsure. "Challenge them," the old woman replied. "Invite them to the castle. Play a game of cards with them. Set a rule. If you win, they must obey your command. If they win, you shall honor their request." The queen hesitated, but eventually agreed. The old woman handed her a mysterious deck of cards, unlike any the queen had seen before. Soon after, the princes were summoned back to the castle. The queen greeted them with warmth and proposed the game. The rules were clear, the stakes were high. One by one, the queen defeated the 2 elder princes. But the youngest, clever and quick, managed to win the final hand. Frustrated, the queen still demanded that the elder 2 retrieve the enchanted saddle of the legendary Knight of Glen, a task believed to be impossible. If they failed, she warned, their heads would roll. The youngest prince, wise beyond his years, insisted on accompanying his brothers. He reminded the queen of the rules she had agreed to and declared that until their return, she must remain in the tallest tower, with nothing but a piece of bread and cold water each day. And so, the 3 brothers set off on a journey across rivers, over mountains, and through silent forests. On their way, they encountered a man dressed in black, ragged and rough, with a large hat that shadowed his eyes. He was known as the Black Thief of Sloan, or simply, the Black Thief. The princes shared their tale with him, explaining their quest and the danger they faced. The Black Thief listened and said, "Ah, I know of this knight, but reaching him is no simple matter. His castle is guarded by 60 bells. If even one rings, the knight and his men will know you're there. Those who try and fail are thrown into the boiling furnace, never to return." Still, the Black Thief agreed to help and guided them through hidden paths until they reached the knight's fortress. As darkness fell, they crept forward, hearts pounding. But alas, a bell clanged in the silence, then another. Soon, all 60 were ringing. In moments, they were surrounded by armored guards. The Knight of Glen, tall and noble, emerged with fire in his eyes. He ordered them to the furnace, but paused, curiosity catching his breath. "Before I send you to your end," he said, "tell me your stories." The Black Thief stepped forward and began to speak. His voice carried tales of hunger and hardship, of clever tricks and near escapes, of battles won not by the sword, but by wit. The knight listened, his eyes softening. "You are bold," he said, "and your hearts are true." Moved by their courage, he spared their lives. Then, after hearing the youngest prince speak with honesty and sorrow about their unjust exile, the knight made a choice: "Take the saddle," he said. "Let truth and bravery be rewarded." The brothers, along with the black thief, journeyed back to the castle. As they approached, the faint chime of the enchanted saddle's bells echoed through the hills. High in the tower, the queen heard the sound, her heart filled with dread. She knew her time was over. Blinded by fear and guilt, she made a reckless choice and leapt from the tower. The princes arrived to find the people of the kingdom cheering their return. The king, overjoyed and sorrowful, welcomed them back and embraced each son. The black thief was given a home within the castle and became a close companion of the princes. And so, peace returned to the kingdom. The clouds of deceit had passed, and the sun of justice shone bright once again. Moral of the story: honesty and courage will always triumph over deceit and selfishness.